Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac. We're gonna random as usual, and we got Cain. That has me feeling pretty good, and that has me feeling a little bit worried, because, you know, when I start a run and I'm in kind of a negative place, maybe I start as a blue baby, I random an Eve or something like that, a character I'm not necessarily as fond of, then I feel like subconsciously I, will my desire to win into existence. So basically, my own frustrations manifest themselves through the RNG, the RNGesus, if you will. RNGesus appears to me and he says, you see those footsteps in the sand, my son? That's where I carried you. And I say, well, what are... totally fucked up. That's where you got carried. Anyway, it's irrelevant. We're gonna play as Cain here. What are our advantages as Cain? The luck foot, which gives us exclusively good pills. I haven't looked it up on the wiki, but people have been mad at me for a while. They're saying luck foot is not actually a luck upgrade. Luck foot is what causes you to get exclusively good pills. Okay, fair enough. That's good to know. I appreciate that. It actually does make kind of a meaningful difference beyond just being a very kind of anal semantic thing, just in case I was choosing whether to pick up the luck foot in the, oh, this is scary. Just in case I was choosing whether to pick up a luck foot in a deal with the devil or something. Okay, just don't die here and I'll get some extra health back. Probably should not have stood still as this happened. Okay, give me the spirit heart before I die. Thank you very much. Bad start here. Obviously, I don't want to die on the Cellar Part 1, but hopefully we'll pick up either a Tears damage or HP upgrade, and life will be good, and we'll explore the rest of this floor. Range upgrade was probably the thing I needed least. Apologies for that. So we're starting a little bit harrowing here, but this is good. Normally, I do my Isaac videos at the start of the day, so I'm fresh and I'm ready to go, but I'm actually recording this one after I have played a bunch of Hearthstone. So I'm wondering if my brain is totally in, like, mathematical mana curve land right now. But over a floor like this, which causes me to take a little bit of pressure, why don't we check for the secret room? Then that's a good thing, because maybe it'll acclimate me to the game again. So that was kind of a bold risk to use the bomb there, and it ended up not paying out, but we'll go down to the next floor. Always hate the secret room logic on the first floor. I don't know, that's gotta be a bug, right? That it can't be working as intended to just randomly have the first floor secret room so difficult to find. Like, I don't even know how you would scum tactic combo that into something amazing. Like, maybe that's to make it less likely that you'll be able to buy a great item in the shop on the first floor. Apologies, I got very saliva-y there, and that's really gross. I mean, pop filter looks like braces of like an 11-year-old girl after she gets done flossing. That also comment didn't really make any sense. But anyway, we'll move on. We got Speedball, makes us faster, gives us a shot speed upgrade as well. Not really a big upgrade, but I suppose if we're only going to get one speed upgrade, to get it in conjunction with a shot speed upgrade isn't the worst thing in the world. Though shot speed upgrades also tend to convey a little extra knockback to them sometimes, and that can make it easier to get hit against enemies, like those ponies that travel from side to side in the room if you're fighting war or conquest, for example, or zombies as well, and also those weird borderline weightless kind of heads that can explode into multiple shots, the red and white ones. We'll see in a second here, though. Okay, so we'll enter the next room. I probably will not be able to get to the shop here. I may be able to get lucky and snag a deal with the devil after the boss fight, but that is going to be a little unlikely. Right now, of course, I want an HP upgrade. I totally forgot to mention, by the way, we did pick up the bomb bag on the last floor. Is that, a mammoth upgrade for us? Maybe. Honestly, you probably expected me to say no there, and that was my first instinct as well. But being able to pick up something like that, the earlier you get it, the more valuable it is. It's like a retirement fund, if you're 15 years old and you start putting $100 away in your retirement fund, might not seem like a lot at first, right? I mean, if you were 50 and you start putting $100 away, it's not really. But you start putting it away when you're younger, compound interest and, hopefully no investment banking crashes. Oh, whoops. Then you might find yourself in a reasonably okay location. You just play the Binding of Isaac well into your 90s, and that's like 290s with the way modern medicine is going. So with the Goat Hoof, we're going to have a speed upgrade here. This boss fight is a pretty important one. Being able to pick up a few cents there is okay, but obviously without a key, there's not too much we can do with this money right now. I like seeing my head bounce up and down as I get ready to go here. I'm just going to mute my microphone for a second. I got a cough. My apologies, but that is one of the things that is awesome about using XSplit as opposed to Camtasia, because I can do stuff like that. I could also do stuff like, make the screen go really big and really small, or I could, put an outro at the end, which I've stopped doing because I'm lazy. Ooh, scary situation here. We are fighting Gertie Jr., and this is what I mean when I said that this boss fight is kind of a test, right? This is a big moment for us. Gertie Jr. is a very tough boss fight, but because it's Blue Gertie Jr. Oh, I can't believe I got hit there. Blue Gertie Jr., there's two of them, but they also are a little weaker and a lot slower, it seems. which is great for me because it vastly reduces the chance that I will take damage. I'll also get a Spirit Heart after finishing them off, but that's not really worth all that much, all told. But this may increase my chances of getting a Deal with the Devil afterwards, or a Deal with the Angel. I think maybe Deals with the Angel are very unlikely to show up on the first room, though. Okay, so we got HP upgrade, Deal with the Devil, working as intended so far. Please give me a Mom's Knife so I can actually get that for the first time in a while. Now, my gut reaction is take Brother Bobby because I kind of like it, but instead I don't think I'm going to take anything. I'm almost tempted to take Guppy's head, just because it would make me more likely to become Guppy, and it would... let's take Guppy's head. It's a terrible trade. Like, 2 HP upgrades for Guppy's head is not a good deal. Don't go into the comments thinking that I thought this was a great value proposition. But, what am I banking on? Eventually, maybe becoming Guppy. This will be an asset for that. It's very nice to be able to have, the flies every single room. That'll open up this treasure chest for us. It's nice to be able to have the flies on every single room. It does give us a little bit of extra damage, but mostly it was for the guppiness of it. And if we end up having to get rid of, you know, Guppy's head because we're going to pick up a better spacebar item, that's fine. I can still become Guppy. So this is a trade that 9 times out of 10 I wouldn't take. But to be quite honest with you, I've taken kind of a stance recently of being more contrarian to my normal play, and it's worked out fairly well for me so far. Even though, you know, I could beat Blue Baby, get the D6, almost break the game, and still have commenters be angry at me, apparently, for, you know... This is funny that they get, like, comments that are like, wow, he finally realized what the Luckfoot does, finally. And I'm like, wow, way to make people never want to take your advice ever, you, like... goddamn taskmaster or something. Like, I don't understand what people want from me these days. I'm doing my damnedest. I'm trying to provide some entertainment, and, you know, this is hopefully a good example of that. We have a portable slot in here, which is honestly terrible. But I will buy the tarot card, just in case it ends up being valuable for us in a boss fight. Considering we have very low health, it might end up making a pretty big difference. We're obviously still on the lookout for the item room. And, beyond this, I'm trying to think of what else I need. I need HP upgrades. That's not debatable. I desperately would enjoy getting some more damage upgrades. And tears upgrades in addition to that. But for now, the HP is definitely the most pressing matter. And Guppy's head, you know, as much as I've kind of shit-talked it as an item and said, like, it's not worth 2 red hearts at all, it's not bad. It's just, oh my god, seriously? Lemon Mishap is not what I needed right now. It basically is almost like a little miniature Necronomicon to some extent that gives us, you know, probably 1 or 2 enemies killed or at least otherwise hurt over the course of a room. So it's a nice little bonus. I'd normally prefer to get it for free, or cheaper than 2 hearts, which is like normally my threshold for picking up like Brimstone, Mom's Knife, Spirit of the Night, Lord of the Pit, or the Pact. But so be it, right? We're gonna take some chances here, and if we become Guppy, then all is forgiven. There are many ways that we, or at least a couple of ways that we can solve that little Guppy conundrum we've got. But we're definitely going to need to pick up one as soon as possible, ideally. And the problem is I really want to find myself going into curse rooms, because you can fairly frequently get Guppy items from curse rooms, even if it is 9 lives, which is probably more or less objectively the worst, although in this situation it might be better for us. We're going to fight the boss, and then if I have health left over, I may actually find myself going to that curse room. Even though, obviously, I understand that we're going to lose a Spirit Heart for it, and it's not going to be replenished. We'll see what we get from this boss fight as well. That might factor into my decision for sure. Now, the odds of us becoming Guppy, it's probably like 20%. The problem is I have to not only have the possibility of the item showing up, but if they show up and deal with the devil rooms, then I have to be able to take them, which requires me to have probably more health than I actually do right now. Pills and flies. So the pills are probably worthwhile at the very least, because we're Kane. 1 is a tears upgrade, good enough, and 1 is friends till the end. So effectively, we traded 1 spirit heart for a tears upgrade. Fair trade, unless I die, in which case I got ripped off pretty big. Now, we've already been to the shop here. The shop didn't have any keys in it. That is our item, or sorry, our secret room. Our secret room contains some money, and we'll leave. We have no keys with which to take down to the next floor, which is frustrating, but if we get some keys, we could possibly open up the shop and buy something in there. I would be happy to get rid of the Guppy's head for something like a blue candle. Obviously, that's more or less an objectively better item. Being on the Catacombs kind of frustrating, but we do have a silver lining here in that there is a boss trap room. So we'll come in here, and we should be able to generate more flies than we can even take out. I really, of course, wish that this had paid out with, this is fine. I wish that this had paid out with, the blood bag, but this is fine. We'll be able to open this up and hopefully HP upgrade. Indeed it was. Now, what we will probably do, because we're in kind of dire straits right now, is I will, in all likelihood, gamble a little bit on the arcade to get some keys. This is something that sometimes works out, sometimes doesn't, but if we manage to win some pills as well, that's like getting a free attribute upgrade. And I'm very tempted to use a bomb here, because with the bomb bag, it's very likely to replenish, but as of right now, you know, I've got to scrounge and save as Cain in order to have any chance of success. Mostly because of that deal with the devil I took at the start, but it's a very good example of a risk-reward, high-risk, high-reward situation here. As of right now, it was relatively high risk and relatively minimal reward. Oh, that was really bad. But we have a chance to get back into it, so... And not only get back into it, but if we do become Guppy, it's not necessarily an instant win, but it's really goddamn good. The ability to fly, plus to summon flies every time you get hit or hit an enemy. It's a huge bonus, of course. Plus the added benefits of the actual Guppy items themselves, of course. If you keep Guppy's head, then you can generate even more flies every single room. If you do not keep Guppy's head, then presumably you have gone with Guppy's paw or something instead, or just a better spacebar item. If you got Guppy's paw, then you can obviously get some benefit out of that as well. So we've picked up a pretty fly. This is a very fly-focused run right now. As you can see, that Eternal Heart is insanely important, so much so that I am absolutely going to avoid picking it up. And my thinking is, don't pick up the Eternal Heart. Just whatever you goddamn do not pick up that Eternal Heart. My thinking is, hopefully we get a key, and if we're low on money, then we use the IV bag, and the IV bag just allows us to get enough money to go back to the shop. But for now, we're going to continue gambling. Hopefully this... Oh, the key is useful. Okay. So we're going to want 2 keys, actually, and that's not going to do it for us. So even if it, you know, costs me all of my money and makes it impossible for me to go to the shop on this floor, I'm going to continue gambling because the option of getting a second key is... Oh, I got the Eternal Heart. And now I can't use the IV bag. Okay, so maybe now we'll start walking a little bit. That was just poor play, but also unfortunate conditions for that situation to arise, because obviously with the Eternal Heart right next to the money, I probably should have just waited on picking up the money, but all's not lost yet. We need to make this Eternal Heart last. The problem is, if you're wondering why I can't play the IV bag, you're probably like, oh, you have like red hearts, it'll take those instead. The IV bag takes the Eternal Heart first, or at least the blood bank does, and I'm assuming the IV bag behaves the same way. So it was a very poor decision for me to pick up the Spirit Heart, but or it's not Spirit Heart, Eternal Heart, but it was not really a decision. It was unintentional. So I would also love to be able to get some more Spirit Hearts to protect my existing one. Hopefully we find ourselves with that opportunity. Catacombs is not an easy floor. Oh, there we go. We're gonna lose it right here. There goes the Eternal Heart, so I'm an idiot, and that's fine. Hopefully, at least a little bit of a lovable idiot. That's an HP upgrade down the drain. Let's just assume that we took the world's worst deal with the devil. And then maybe it'll be easier to pallet. Bloody Penny. This is actually really awesome in conjunction with our IV bag, because we can get a ton of money out of this. This might make me feel a little bit better about the whole situation. So we'll use IV bag. And... I should be able to use IV bag twice per play, which is really what I should do here. And that should more or less ensure that not only will I get enough money, but I'll also get as much health as I could possibly need. Which is why it's really unfortunate that the blood bank didn't pay out that well for me. So the problem is that the IV bag will never pay out with an actual item for me. And we do have to monitor our health here, just in case we do fall too low. But otherwise, I'm thinking, like, we should just play this until I get to, like, 90 cents or, you know, 70 cents or something reasonably high. Please. Oh, my God. We're actually going to lose too much health here to continue playing unless we get a situation like that. So we're probably not going to stick with this forever, but we'll definitely stick with it for now. Are you kidding me? You didn't give me any red hearts for that. I don't wonder if the game's like, well, we know you're scamming right now, so don't accidentally kill yourself with IV bag. Obviously, that would be for the worse. There we go. We got some extra health back there, and this should take us back to where we need to be. So I'm hoping to get these guys to pay out with a bunch of keys over the course of this, of course. And we've already got... Well, once we get to 99 cents, we'll stop. Just because at that point, like, what does it matter anymore, right? Like, we can continue doing it and get more money for... I'm just going to play, like, forever there. Almost killed myself right there, but we'll have enough hearts here to be able to pick it all up. Once we get to 99 cents, I'll stop, though, because there's no more benefit for us contained therein, I think. Let's keep playing. We still got a ton of hearts available here. So this is an easy way to get basically $1 without actually having to play the shit out of the slot machine. And this is going to be nearly enough. 89 cents. Let's try it again. We actually didn't replenish our health all the way there. And again, almost killed myself with Bloody Penny, but this is a perfect room, by the way, for a D20 to show up, but that's obviously exceptionally unlikely here. Alright, so this should be enough. There's 99 cents. We've already got keys now. It's not really enough keys, but that's fine. I'll leave and be okay with it. And that could potentially make a major difference. Obviously, our shop is a higher priority than our item room at this point. Bloody Penny probably still beats the Goat Hoof, simply for the reason that we can do that again if we find another arcade. Okay. So, yeah, we can scam the shit out of Bloody Penny a little bit, which is valuable for sure. Those pills, also valuable for sure. This is both of our important rooms. Forget Me Now. Interesting choice. We will probably go with that. It's done very well for us lately. And we'll see if we get a Steam sale or something here from Greed. The fact that Greed is on this floor means that the Forget Me Now is actually a little bit more valuable in my opinion, because it does allow me to go to a shop on the next floor and probably not run into Greed. But we'll finish this floor off, obviously, before we do that, because I want to get all of the benefits out of this. And this is Forget Me Now has been showing up all the damn time lately, and it's also been contributing to a lot of really fun and really broken runs. So I would have to get rid of Guppy's head to take it. That's not really something that bothers me that much, in all honesty. In fact, you know what? Let's take our Tears upgrade, but I'm not even going to use another bomb to get this. I'm just going to walk away. We get a second Tears upgrade. Just because there's so much health available, why waste a bomb when you can just walk over the spikes? That's critical thinking for once from me right there. If only I'd thought about that when I had the goddamn opportunity to take that Eternal Heart, maybe we wouldn't be in such a harrowing situation. 33% less harrowing. 25% less harrowing. I don't know, I'm not good with percentages. Okay. And we want to take out the nubs. Obviously, those are the source of the kind of problem that we're dealing with here. More money that is useless for us, but the red hearts might be valuable. Who are we fighting? Pestilence. So this is a cube of meat. Again, incentivizes a little bit picking up the Forget Me Now, because this does put us in a position where maybe we can get 2 cubes of meat on a single floor and snowball out of control a little bit. Now, we want to watch out for the leaping spiders, of course, but this is a relatively easily extinguished fire of pestilence here. So if we can just get him to actually come out here so we can finish him off. Hopefully we snag a deal with the devil here at some point as well. That would be weird, but also welcome. That spirit heart is nice. And we'll take the bomb, we'll take the cube of meat. And we're going to just clear out the floor before we do this, but I think it's safe to say that I will be making the decision to take Forget Me Now. And in fact, I'm going to commit to it hard enough that I'm just going to take it right now and hold on to it and then use it on the next floor. So this is very unlikely to be a decision that gets me killed. It may make our run worse. It may contribute to us getting killed. But it's not going to be the be-all, end-all. Like, if I lose, I'm not going to be like, oh, if only I had Guppy's head, I would have survived not only what immediately killed me, but ad infinitum into the future. That's just not going to happen. So we'll take Forget Me Now straight away. And we're on the Caves Part 2 this time, which should be a little easier. We didn't really gain too much on that last floor, except, and this should be not... The effectiveness of this can't be overstated. 2 Tears upgrades actually does, especially if we manage to pair it with some damage upgrades, does make a big difference. So you may have noticed that I lost half a Spirit Heart in that. It's not even really worth mentioning in my opinion because, you know, the fact that we can replenish our health so well with Bloody Penny is enough to compensate for it for sure. So I'm hoping to get Poison Touch here, obviously. If we don't, that's fine. I also got Pretty Fly on the last floor just from gambling so much on the slot machine. We got another pill. That's cool. Friends till the end. Not the best item. None of this here is worth picking up right now, but I'll take it. Friends to the end reminds me of the old friend that I used to have, Guppy's head. Which, yeah, it was fine. I'm not going to eulogize Guppy's head. It was not like it was something that saved us probably at all, but I felt okay taking it as well. Now we've got the prospect of becoming Guppy in the back of our minds. Blood Bank. This is where, basically, the fact that we took the Bloody Penny instead of the Goat Hoof should pay for itself. So we'll play the bejesus out of this, of course. Should be able to play it... We probably won't be able to play it ad infinitum, but we can play it for a long time, in all likelihood. There we go. And especially with the Spirit Heart to kind of back us up and offer a little bit of protection. That was okay. There are more hearts available, of course, but I would love to get the HP upgrade to just pay out right away is the issue. Okay, well, we're not going... Oh! We're going to get another play here. At some point, this will pay out. Because we've already seen the IV bag. Every blood bank now has to pay out with the blood bag. The only question is, can we, you know, survive long enough to... Do we have enough health to actually make that happen for ourselves? And the answer is, of course, maybe. As it always is. Now, please tell me that one of these flies, ideally the bomb fly, gets destroyed ASAP. Good. Another spirit heart for us is actually really excellent. And as much as I want to go to the item room, we have to prioritize the shop just because the money that we have is too crazy not to, right? If I didn't prioritize the shop, I would be a very silly man right now. So, how's this run shaking out? It's looking like it's another kind of slow burn so far, but these runs oftentimes, you know, you spend a lot of time laying the infrastructure, and then you get a killing blow by way of some kind of amazing item a little bit later. So, we can't go into the mob trap room yet. It's nice to play as Cain and be like, okay, not only am I a good character, but I don't have to worry about planning my D6 rolls. I can just go through the floor as intended. And obviously with 99 cents, whatever's in the shop is a potential target. Even if it's the ladder, which is not necessarily the best value, even though it usually pays for itself. That's a no-brainer purchase. With our key, this doesn't quite allow us to go into the mob trap room, but it does allow us to play this one more time and hopefully get another heart out of it and, you know, continue spiraling out of control here. If only it would pay out with 2 hearts, I might have a better chance of getting, like, to an equilibrium point. 2 coins is what I meant, but 2 hearts also, as you saw right there, works fine for me. Probably could have actually gone to the mob trap room now that I'm back to effectively full health. Let's see what we got going on in here. Might as well open it up, you never know. Full heart. One of the less valuable items we could possibly get in here, obviously, because we could just kind of finagle that ourselves very, very easily, but we might get a consumable when this finishes up anyway. At the very least, we're getting a little bit of practice, you know? Improving our Isaac skill, probably like 0.0025%. There you go. Per room, if I had to guess at this point anyway. Maybe even de-improving. Disimproving? Or detracting from our Isaac skill, because I'm getting some lazy habits. But actually, forcing myself to kind of play in these harrowing situations, I think is actually improving my play. Like, taking that not-so-great value proposition deal with the devil that had an outside chance of providing us with an awesome opportunity to become Guppy. I think that kind of stuff does improve the quality of my play overall, because it forces me to think a little differently. And it's been working out very nicely over the past 2 or 3 weeks so far. So again, we'll play the shit out of our blood bank here. It's got to pay out at some point. The money is obviously meaningless. Effectively, I'm only picking up the money right now because it represents a chance to get some more health. But this has unfortunately become stagnant for us. Let's check out our item room. Prepare for these floors to take a while. Demon Baby. Good pickup. I like it a lot. We don't have to actively manage it, and it will actively do a lot of damage. So I am absolutely content with that. Now, we are still looking for our shop. That is of the utmost importance. The boss room also very important, especially if we end up fighting Pestilence again, and I would love to. And I'm glad we found the shop before we found the boss room, just in case the shop does manage to contain a Book of Revelations, in which case we would guarantee ourselves, I think, a Pestilence fight, in all likelihood at least, and get our 2nd level Meat Boy just for leaving this floor, which would make the Forget Me Now well worth it. It's actually Blue Candle, which is... Oh, no, I'm going to get hit. Oh, I managed to avoid. Okay, it's actually Blue Candle. Blue Candles, I'm not going to say it's better or worse, because that varies depending on how many more cubes of meat we would have gotten. I'm probably going to save this world card. But it's really, really good. That should go without saying. Let's play the shit out of this blood bank a little bit more. Eventually, I swear to you, we'll be done with this, and it will all be worth it. But I believe all blood banks are eventually programmed to pay out, but this blood bank, unfortunately, was never programmed to love. Now, Blue Candle is now my primary means of attacking, so we've got to keep an eye on that. Now, our tears are still, like, very nice. They do a lot of damage, and they fire pretty rapidly. Demon Baby will kind of be a substitute for my tears. Now, why am I getting these hearts back? Is the blood bank not working the way that it's supposed to, or am I not using it the way that it's supposed to be used? Like, I feel like I lost a spirit heart for some reason. Whatever, we'll figure this out when we leave this floor. I really do not want to leave without getting the HP upgrade. I would consider that a pretty big failure. Friends till the End, not the best card, obviously, but we have it, and this is going to be our boss room. And this, if I had to guess, probably another Tears upgrade. Pretty fly, actually. That's good. We got 2 orbitals now. So let's fight this boss. This is going to be the most dangerous part of this entire floor. We're obviously going to hope that we don't die. That is, you know, normally the ideal kind of way of dealing with things. Not passing away. For the most part, anyway, in almost every situation that I can think of, at least. Now, we're probably going to be a pretty adequate match for Gertie here. Blue Candle does a ton of damage. Demon Baby does a ton of damage. And because Blue Candle is kind of a piercing shot, it makes crowd control a much easier prospect than it oftentimes is. We've got orbitals, so we're very unlikely to get hit by the shots, either from Gertie or from the nub. There we go. And we snagged HP upgrade and deal with the devil. Now, high damage deal with the devil is an interesting choice here. Obviously, I'm tempted to take Brimstone. I'm going to take the Mark. The Mark gives you 1 Spirit Heart, as people in the comments have told me, and I actually do appreciate that. That was phrased very civilly. So that makes us much more of a damage threat. And I guess at this point I am banking on picking up something that's going to give us a lot of Spirit Hearts, because obviously I'm very low on health. But I took that under the impression that I will be able to get some defensive help later, and the kind of analogy, or not analogy, but the platitude that the best defense is a good offense. And that's what we're going to hope for here, of course. Seriously, no hearts? There we go, 2 hearts there. I do not want to leave this floor without getting the goddamn HP upgrade. It would baffle me if it happened, because I have played this so much. I've been to hell and back to hell and back. I've gone down to like 85 cents. Fucking Christ, it's got to pay out eventually, right? Like, am I playing it wrong? Am I missing something? The thing that's worth noting is there probably is a secret room available here somewhere. And if that has 9 cents, that's another potential 8, or it's another potential 9 half hearts, and that gives me a lot more play on the blood bank, but I'll have to use a lot of bombs to go back and forth between them. Oh, thank God, it had to happen. So that makes me feel better about the situation. Now with 22 bombs, let's finally finish off this floor. This is a long run, of course, but it's a fun run as well. So half of our deal with the devil has already been, half of the cost, I should say, has already been absorbed. 1 more HP upgrade, and it's kind of all gravy. Although it's not like the deal with the devil actually allowed me to do what I'm doing right now. Dad's Key is kind of a bad item, in my opinion, and I don't know how to use it effectively. But I think we've cleared out this floor, and considering we got Blue Candle and Demon Baby and an HP upgrade and the Mark, I would say that Forget Me Now definitely paid out pretty well. Now, we're still... Oh, and 2 orbitals there. No, wait, one orbital. Still, that's pretty good. We're still not in a great position from a health standpoint, but that is an active choice that I made instead of a random affliction that I am stuck with. So, cool beans, basically. If we get the opportunity to go on a Guppy rampage, then I would consider us to be in a very good position. But first things first, we have to get some keys and go to the shops on the remainder of the floor. Other items, of course, or the remainder of the game, I should say. Other items that I'd be looking out for: compass. Compass is obviously typically a no-brainer good item. I can't really imagine a situation where the compass would actually be considered bad. 1 key is great. We're not going to use that to open the golden chest, as tempted as I may or may not be. And yeah, our damage is fine. It's not incredible. The thing that makes it better than one might expect is the fact that we have the a pretty good rate of fire to go along with it by way of those tiers upgrades. So if I get the ability to fly, that's possibly a Joker card there. Sure, that Red Heart could be valuable if we come across an arcade, which is definitely, you know, well within the realm of possibility. Now, be a little cautious here. We should fight the boss right away. Mostly because I don't see a reason why not. But we should also go to the shop before we fight the boss in all likelihood. Yeah, we'll take the latter. That'll also allow us to get that deal with the devil. And now we'll pick up the money, because 84 cents just isn't quite enough, is it? And let's fight our boss. I feel better about this. War? Nah, Monstro 2. I was really hoping that it would be War. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing, except giving me a 2nd level Meat Boy, which would actually be quite nice. Now, I took damage there because I'm dumb, and I also knocked him out of the equilibrium that I had previously enjoyed. So, I'm not thrilled about my actions here. Mind you, we are strong enough that it should be very easy for me to kill Monstro 2, and I have the speed necessary to do this really roundabout dodge that worked out quite nicely. I don't want to pick up Cat of Nine Tails, but I definitely want the Spirit Heart. Guppy items or Mom's Knife? Lord of the Pit. Are we good? Yeah! Ugh. I'm not happy with myself for doing it, but once you've made the commitment to be a little crazy, you might as well just kind of stick with it, right? Like, at this point, we're a fast-flying dude. Bloody Penny is actually a lot less valuable now, and I didn't think about this before I picked it up, but it's going to put me in a position where I can't really play blood banks that much. My tolerance for them is a little bit less. That being said, we can probably still get the value out of them because we're not, you know, blue baby-eyes yet. So our damage is great. We can fly. We've got very good defensive stuff going for us. The downside, of course, is that our health is real bad right now, and moreover, we're relying on Spirit Hearts, but we don't have any way to actually replenish those actively ourselves. So, it'll be interesting to see how this works out. We need almost something like the Miter or a very overpowered Book of Revelations, and I love the blue candle. I don't want to give it up. Or the relic, of course, would also be viable, but we need those to show up first. And I really am worried about how this is going to go for us once I get later into the game. Because for right now, I'm strong enough that for most of these enemies, I can kill them in 1 or 2 hits, especially with blue candle, and that's easy. But once we get a little later, there's going to be more enemies. It's going to be tougher to dodge, and, 3 or 4 hits and I'm dead. And 3 or 4 hits is probably, a good enough alternate name for the Isaac Blue Baby fight at the best of times. So we're going to have to find some way to improve ourselves. In a way, I've kind of backed myself into a corner here. But I've done it in the interest of creating a truly hilarious run, if we end up succeeding. And that key is very fortuitous. Last room allows us to get Sister Maggie, which is a nice pair with Demon Baby, I guess. Improves our damage ever so slightly. We will look for our secret room, because why not? It can't possibly. I found the second secret room completely by accident. It was an Eternal Heart. Wow, okay, that doesn't happen every day. That's pretty lucky for me. We'll check here and above us as well. This is why it's nice to get the bomb bag so early. We're at 23 bombs and counting. 1 up. That actually may make a major difference as well. So the end of this floor ended up providing us some awesome benefits. Let's move on. I think I'm leaving behind the world card, but that's okay. I actually am 100% okay with that. Cat of Nine Tails, whatever. You can sit there. Hopefully you don't come back to bite me in the ass. Library. That's an interesting prospect, because now it may actually force me to choose between a Book of Revelations and the blue candle, which I have and love and use to kill basically every enemy that we come across, especially these guys. But I'm not going to go there yet. If we've only got 1 key, we're going to save it for the shop, even if it is fairly likely that we'll encounter greed. If we get 2 keys, then we shop an item room. 3 keys, we'll open that library. 4 keys, we'll go for this golden chest maybe. Because it might be valuable to save them for the prospect of getting some stuff later. But for now, in the chest, I mean, of course. We'll continue moving on. Depths Part 2, there's our boss, which means we can exit this floor if we want to. Spoilers, we don't want to, at least not yet. There's a 2nd key, so that means the item room is now on the agenda to be opened up. And of course, I'm hoping for some more good items. This is far from a 1 game so far. It's actually closer to a lost game, but the hinge is important here. So we got Able. Best part about getting Able, beyond the fact that it's passive, is that I will not be getting Able in the chest anymore, which is always disappointing when you're like, best item I got here is Able, a passive that probably won't even shoot in conjunction with me. I got very lucky to not take damage there, and to continue to not take damage for the rest of the room, actually, as well. So, really just wanted to avoid the problematic green turret there. And our library, we do have Book of Sin, no Book of Revelations, which is comforting for me, because now I don't have to, well, let's take our pill. I'm glad it wasn't Telepills. I'm very glad it was Balls of Steel, actually. But now I don't have to make the decision between Blue Candle and Book of Revelations, which is good. So we'll save 1 key, and this is going to be our shop key. If we get another one, I'll probably open up that golden chest, because there is pretty good potential for the Guppy items in those, I think, unless they only show up in red chests. I can't remember. Probably could have hit that bomb over here and opened this up, but that's fine. We picked up 4 Spirit Hearts on, like, the last 3 rooms. That's a good position to be in my opinion, at least. Now, we should... yeah, we're fine. Our damage is still good enough that I'm not concerned yet. The ideal item on this shop is for sure... oh, that's a juicy blue candle opportunity. My ideal item at this point is probably the compass. More Spirit Hearts, please. Wow, okay. Somebody up there likes me right now. Any Isaac run, don't let anyone tell you otherwise, but unless you're doing it entirely vanilla, no items at all, even then, luck's important, right? Luck with enemy spawns, luck with consumable spawns. You gotta pay thanks to the luck god every single time. You might say, oh, Northernlion got really lucky. You're not wrong, but, you know, that's because I sacrifice the virgin goat every night in order to appease the random number generator gods. Even then, it doesn't always help me that much. I'm totally okay with paying 1 Spirit Heart to possibly get a Guppy item. Who's laughing now, smart guy? We're gonna take Blue Candle with us, and I'm gonna go like this just so I have permanent Polaroid invincibility. And we are now 1 item away from becoming Guppy. Now, it is worth noting that this doesn't really affect us that much now because we already have the ability to fly, but the ability to get the flies as well would be nice. Now it's just like I've got to wait for a Guppy's tail to either show up, or I've got to hope that it shows up in a deal with the devil for Spirit Hearts, which is very unlikely at this point, but still. I suppose I could also kill myself by taking the deal with the devil, and then I would respawn via the 1-up, but that's not a situation I want to put myself in at this moment. So that Guppy's Paw wasn't super valuable unless I managed to become Guppy, in which case it was. It's probably like the most obvious analysis ever. Well, that was pretty not great unless I'm totally wrong. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but Steam Sale. Worthless for us in this current state, but that's fine. And I wish I could just play the shit out of this thing like 20 times instantly. But instead what I'm going to do is put down a bomb and hope that a key explodes out of it. Nope. If we don't end up being able to open the golden chest, well, shit, that's not a big problem. Obviously, we'll be taking the Polaroid at the end of this floor. And I think we've played well. I think we actually now have a fairly okay chance of making this work, especially with permanent Polaroid invincibility. Obviously, there's a lot of potentially great items that could continue to swing things in my favor. It's dangerous to list those just now, though, just in case they don't come to fruition. But obviously, one such example would be like a Whore of Babylon. So we're doing a lot of damage, even without scumming the walls here with the blue fire trick. But we're done. 8-ball, I'm going to take exclusively for the tarot card. The tarot card is the Devil. Worth it, I would say. And now down to the next floor. Yep, nothing else we can do. Okay, so how are we doing? Honestly, pretty good, I think. Or pretty well, I suppose. Sorry, I don't want to invoke the wrath of the grammar Nazis here. Now, wait for these guys to pop up. Easy room, and I'm kind of expecting to say easy room for the next little while, because Blue Candle does pair very well with a lot of these guys. It'll kill them in one hit. It hits multiple enemies. You know, basically it does exactly the same thing that they're trying to do to me, but to them, which is ideal, I think. So as long as I can get through this floor and the next floor, feel pretty good. Cancer would be an awesome trinket to take, but I don't think I necessarily want to give up the Polaroid and my chance of beating the game just to get a slightly increased rate of fire. It actually would only be slightly, because Cancer I think doubles your rate of fire, but is there an upper maximum like internally on rate of fire? I don't know. So maybe it would drastically increase it, but that's all pedantic and shallow at this point anyway. Or sorry, I meant semantic, really, because it doesn't make too much of an impact on the actual quality of our run. Let's use a bomb here. Blow up a bunch of rocks, just in case they were tinted rocks. There's also another Polaroid there. Oh, pay out. It didn't. But we got a pill, and the pill is not health. Puberty. Okay. Better than getting a health upgrade and ruining my permanent Polaroid invincibility, but worse than almost anything else we could have gotten. So we'll be saving this Devil card as long as possible. You probably already knew that if you've been watching any of my at least fairly recent runs. Judgment is a beautiful pickup for us here. I hope that if he drops an HP upgrade, he at least drops consumables. So bombs are okay. Keys are obviously the one that I want more. So there we go. Even if it costs us 90 cents and we get a key out of it, it's probably worth it at this point, because we are unlikely to be able to spend our money anywhere else anyway. We just kind of like slingshot off the walls here. I don't really want the health. I'm still content with this Judgment, but it could possibly pay out with like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of other common Judgment items. Compass and map are possibilities. Hopefully it pays out at some point, mostly just because at this point it's wasting my time. Battery. So this is what I was going to mention, actually, is that we could also get Battery 9-volt Nun's Habit. Doesn't do anything really for us with the blue candle, but if we ever choose to get rid of the blue candle, it could be a big help. Now that we did get one key, do we want to come down here and open up the library, where we will probably encounter a Book of Revelations. At this point, honestly, because we have so many Spirit Hearts, I think Book of Revelations is non-essential. Or the battery's charging so quickly. Or at least it's not as essential as it was back when I mentioned it. So I think I'm actually going to save that key. And sometimes, you know, better left not knowing what's in there. Book of Belial would be an interesting choice, but certainly I feel like the candle is much, much better. So as a result of this, we'll continue moving onwards with a relative amount of confidence. Golden chest is tempting, but I can't quite justify it because I need to save this key for the chest later. This money is worthless, obviously. This is the very fast version of Chubb, if I remember correctly, which means it also has less HP than your average version. So that was really bad damage for me to take. But now he can attack me all he wants, and my familiars will do a lot of my dirty work for me. Mostly what I worry about here is the knockback, actually, but pretty good so far. A little bit more and he'll be dead. Alright, probably shouldn't have played chicken with him that one time. Now, blue candle, get them all lined up. Oh, he managed to get to me. How did he dodge blue candle? That's stupid of me. I really can't afford to be giving out Spirit Hearts for dumb decisions. So, wound part 1. The bloat. Immediately get out of the way. And then never get back in his range again. Now, he's going to be jumping a lot, and that's obviously always very frustrating when that happens. If I can dodge the eyes, though, I should be pretty good. I can blue candle diagonally. And the blue candle is going to be my primary damage dealer for sure. He can't actually hit me with the... Ooh, he can't hit me with the creep either, so that was very good. And one more hit. Sort this out. Of course I took damage right at the very end, but that's fine. We get a crate, which is actually going to compensate us for the Spirit Heart and give us another key and a pill and some other stuff that we can't use. But what's the tarot card? Oh, the devil. And 2 of diamonds. What's the pill? Tears up. Good, 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 good. All right, so the devil down at the next floor. I don't think that was a particularly good floor necessarily, but, you know, we certainly didn't lose a lot of health. More than I'm comfortable with, but not that much. I believe Lord of the Pit is also like a speed upgrade. Is that why I'm a little faster? Because I know Lord of the Pit, I mentioned, like, why would you ever take Lord of the Pit when you could take Spirit of the Night? And people were like, oh, well, you know, Lord of the Pit has X advantage. Unfortunately, I can't really justify taking that. Lord of the Pit has, like, an X up associated with it, so I don't think it's damage. I think it's speed. So it's technically, it's not literally worthless to take if you already have Spirit of the Night. It's just incredibly bad value. So that is another very poor room for me, and a lot of damage that I should not have taken, in all honesty. I still feel pretty confident, but, you know, confidence can erode quickly once I start to see my Spirit Hearts actually whittle away instead of them just being off-screen and, you know, getting smaller without me being able to really be conscious of it. Good thing we're back at 99 cents in case we came across, you know, 86 judgments that would guarantee a payout from at least a few of them. Oop, careful here. Now, the reason I mentioned Spirit of the Night, by the way, is because I was hanging out over top of some rocks, and I'm like, this is in real life. No, I was hanging out over top of some rocks, and I was like, man, it'd be nice to be able to hit enemies from here. So that's why Lord of the Pit is pretty substantially worse than Spirit of the Night, but still also really good, in my opinion. If you have the choice, then it's an obvious one, but you very rarely do have the choice. And you don't want to pass up one flying item and be like, oh, there might be a better flying item coming later. Like, that's, you know, it's a decision that could potentially work out for you, but 99 times out of 100, it probably will not. So I'm forgoing these golden chests exclusively because I believe myself to be fairly likely to get to the chest itself, and then golden chests are more valuable to get there, obviously. I can't believe he didn't walk into me there. If he had walked into me, I would have been in a very rough position, but rats should die. Plenty of bombs for us. And we continue moving forward. That was basically an ideal starting position for me to find myself up against enemies like these. Brains will explode, and we're good to go. Another pill, friends till the end. Tears up. I should really remember that, considering we've gotten so many. So that obviously cannot be our boss room over there, so I'd rather take some time and just find it right away. Now, be a little careful. Just a little careful. You don't want to be too careful, because then you end up being kind of a baby. And if I'd been super careful on this run, I don't know if I would have found myself in as good of a position as I'm in right now. Because keep in mind, you might say, oh, well, you would have gotten Guppy's paw regardless. But if I hadn't taken Guppy's head, I may not have walked into that curse room to try to get a Guppy item. Because I believe I mentioned just before I went in that, like, oh, I'm going to lose a Spirit Heart. But sometimes Guppy items show up here, so I've got to take the risk. You know, it's possible anyway. I'm just batting shit around in my head, basically. So, one of the turrets is dead here, and then I walked into the other one like a goddamn fool, but that's okay. We don't have any modifiers for our bombs, so I've got to... Ooh, that was scary. I've got to think about how to handle this effectively. I think it goes bomb, and then fire simultaneously, and that should crowd control most of these enemies. It might not seem like it worked that well, but keep in mind that Monstro is actually like one of the higher HP enemies that Mom actually summons. So that is going to take care of most of the riffraff that we're going to have to deal with here, as you can see. And we're going to be in the permanent bomb-throwing state immediately. I'll blue candle, you know, when it's convenient, basically. But Mom's Heart is going to die very easily. We can see Spirit Hearts now. That's the frightening part. So we're going to be relying on some good items on the chest. I will almost certainly... Okay, first things first, be smart here. Demon Baby is kind of frustrating me because it's got the knockback. But be smart here and don't attack it because the knockback could get you hurt. Instead, just keep it in an equilibrium and use blue candle to do your dirty work for you. Even if I can only attack from one side, that's fine. Might want to push it back that way a little bit, actually. And, you know, I could probably kill it a lot faster by firing my tears, but I'm trying to be 100% safe here. That worked out very well. And the remarkable thing about this run is that if we win, what allowed us to win, like what gave us the health necessary? Tinted rocks. That very, very rarely happens. To have, like, a consumable like that be entirely responsible. I mean, not entirely responsible, because our damage is our own doing. Or the doing of the items that we picked up, at least. But To have enough Tinted Rocks show up to be able to buoy a run through the very, very difficult portions of the late game. We haven't won yet. In fact, you know, it's looking a little close here. But the fact that we're even here on Tinted Rocks basically exclusively is crazy. Like, if you looked at this run, and you, like, let's say you didn't watch the first 40 minutes and you just tuned in right now, you'd probably say, like, oh, he must have Relic and Miter or something, if you just looked at my health, at least, and not, like, the items around me. But no, just very lucky with Tinted Rock drops. Or, like, maybe he had Book of Revelations at some point, or Mom's Pearl at some point, and he's just been coasting on that health since then. Surprisingly not. The Curse Room is too scary to go to right now, just because it would cost me 2 Spirit Hearts. It could potentially let me become Guppy. The fact that we can already fly means that that's not necessarily the ultimate selling point, even though the flies themselves would be awesome to get as well. The odds of it happening weighed against the cost of it are something that I have to, you know, say no to for now. So this is another dead end. I used to like fighting double Loki runes, but I actually hate it now. Because it's very easy to just take like one little bit of stray damage, either from, you know, a bomb fly you got too close to, or you're just not paying close enough attention and both of them do their weird little matrix firing move at the same time. Or like that, you hear them firing, but you think that they fired more shots than they actually have, and then you walk into them, but I didn't get hit there, thankfully. Or, you know, Demon Baby attacks a bomb fly right next to your face. There's a lot of things that could potentially cause this to go sour here. But this is going to be a dead end, so that's some valuable information to know, of course. And assuming this guy dies without me taking damage, it was well worth coming in here, especially if we get a consumable. Please, there we go. We got 2 bombs, which is not the best consumable for us, but it's all good. More keys is something I really want. But we can't really will that into existence right now. And now we run into the difficult decisions. When do you use the Devil card? The answer to that question is, that was really bad. The answer to that question is, I don't know. It'll depend to a certain extent on how I'm feeling going into the Isaac fight, how much health I have going into that Isaac fight. The more health I have, the less likely I am to use... What did I... Oh my god, did that shot seriously, like, thread the needle? That is nuts. Not Balls of Steel. There's a Balls of Steel pill in the rotation, I just can't get it right now. Not that I'm complaining, because obviously our luck has done some very good things for us so far. Now, be afraid. Oh, perfect. Okay, that was actually really good. Very good blue candle shot, and those guys have low HP when you're able to focus them. Empress. Okay, well, then what we will do is probably use the Empress card on the boss fight, and then take the Devil card down to the chest. I don't think it matters which one we really use. They have kind of, you know, exchangeable or interchangeable effects, in my opinion. Probably could have gotten hit there, which is something I should not be taking chances with. It's yet another long run that we've got set up here. And this is going to be our fight with Isaac, which is good. I'm content with the way that this floor has gone. It could have gone better, but it also could have gone a hell of a lot worse. And that's another Friends to the End pill. Yeah, it's something, right? So we'll take the Empress card into the fight, then we'll walk back for the Devil card and see how this works for us. Careful, careful. Now, with the candle... The secret is always fire when the candle is firing. So we want to put ourselves in a situation where, like, we're able to fire and then do like that and block all the shots that come out as a result. That's really bad. Let's just hit him straight up then and hope the orbitals do some serious damage. We want to get far enough away that exactly what just happened can't happen. And what I mean by that is that get far enough away so that Demon Baby actually can't be a real pain in the ass for me. And that... Demon Baby, how are you still able to, like, almost hit this? That is nuts. Okay, so we've got third phase of Isaac. We're going to leave here with about 6 health, if I had to guess. Obviously, that depends on the dodging here, and to a certain extent on the RNG on the orbitals. Okay. And we're going to leave with 7 health, in all likelihood now. So we'll go back, get that Devil card. We're only going to be able to open 2 items on the chest, but I feel reasonably confident. And if we win this one, it's funny because I basically threw so many health upgrades at deals with the Devil for not great items. Okay. First one, Magnet. Second one, Relic. Okay, well, the Relic is going to pay out with a couple of Spirit Hearts. It's essentially like blowing up a Tinted Rock by this point in the game. Not a huge bonus, but certainly better than a lot of other passes. Don't let that sound too like derisive to the Relic at this point. The only thing that makes it kind of less good than The miter is that it's got a set impact, so it's only going to be once every 4 rooms that the relic pays out with. So we're only going to be able to use it 2 or 3 times in all likelihood on this floor, which sucks, but, you know, 2 or 3 times may keep me alive. In fact, in all likelihood, if we live, it'll probably only be by 2 or 3 spirit hearts. So, absolutely A-okay with that. Oh, I dodged right into it. I did my internal timing wrong. Now, keep in mind, we do have a 1-up. I have no idea how that will work in conjunction with all of the HP upgrades and spirit heart situations we've got going on here. Hopefully it does work. That's the most important part. That was a bad miss on blue candle, but we'll get another crack at it up here. Seriously? You gotta be, like, nearly dead at least. It's barely hitting, which I understand, but I don't want to stand in front of it. It's too risky. Game kit. Doesn't give us spirit hearts, so I can't really afford to open it. I didn't realize I had a key there either, unless, did I pick that up? Did that just open in a golden chest, like, directly in front of my face? If so, that's strange. Maybe it's just kind of a quirk that you don't notice, because you usually have either 0 or 99 keys by the time you make it to the chest. Or you have 0 or enough. But I don't yet, so more keys I should use on that, the golden chest as I find them, I suppose. Blow up slot machines as they come around. Another tiers upgrade. May or may not make a big difference. Honestly, it's best for us to kill Lust last here, but I don't think it's going to be something that's easy to swing. I can... Because Lust drops like a tarot card? Is that how that... Ah, you scums. It's pretty close, actually, to making that work. Looks like this 1-up is actually going to be more important than I could have imagined. Sure, a 2 of diamonds. That is effectively one of the few times the 2 of diamonds will only give me 1 cent. Now we're at 4 spirit hearts. And now, what I should do, and this is a risky thing, but if I'm going to assume that I'm for sure going to die, then every spirit heart that drops, I should not pick up, so that I can pick it up after I die to the 1-up, or I get resurrected with the 1-up, and then have a much greater chance of beating Isaac. So I still want to live as long as possible. This is not me throwing. It's just me taking some really dumb damage, and I don't want to take any more. Please, please, just die. Okay, so do we know if this is Balls of Steel? I found pills. And we still got the Devil card. So we'll leave all spirit hearts. I can't remember if I just picked one up. Now, don't take damage on this room. Why did I not blue candle, like, at all on that last room? That is dumb. Blue candle does so much damage to both of them, and it helps me avoid the problem of knockback, which is actually a really huge problem when you knock them back into you. So just keep doing some circles here, like so. And maybe a few more down and around here. Now, I'm going to hit him a couple times, and that almost ended up being my undoing. See, greed, man! It's going to be the death of me here. 1's dead. 2 is also dead. Will it into existence. There we go. Okay, and that pill is Pretty Fly. We got another key as well. Pretty Fly pill doesn't do anything for us. So, we've explored this entire side. Now, use Game Kid to get invincibility for 1 room. Peeper's Eye, sure, I'll take it. It's a passive. Doesn't matter who we kill first here, but I'm going to kill Famine first because it's an easier sell, basically. And actually, if I get them all in a line like that, then it's probably pretty easy to kill both of them nearly simultaneously. Now, again, remember, I'm saying it as much to remind myself, don't take the... You can always take the Spirit Hearts if you decide not to die to 1-up. But don't take the Spirit Hearts yet. Now, here, again, I think it's in our best interest to probably kill Pestilence first. I tried to kill Death first last time, and turns out that actually might be the right decision. So even if we die here, at the very least, we figured out that this is a dead end, and, you know, that's a dark place. You shall never go there. Please, just no more scythes. If I can... Yeah, okay, this is the scary part here. Yeah, oh my god, I lived! Oh, I lived for a second. Okay, so now we have 0 health and are destined to die. Don't shoot, don't shoot. Okay. We could still live here. It's not done yet. And if we just get them in a row, and then make sure we keep our momentum up, and if Demon Baby could stop shooting them and knocking them out of line with one another, that'd be nice too. If the relic pays out here, I think I took 1 too many deals with the devil. I overindulged. That Yum Heart is not valuable. No, it's not. I really want to bomb my way out of this room because I hate it, but this is gonna be... This will be one of the greatest triumphs if I win, which I didn't. But anyway, that was a fun run to do regardless. I had a lot of fun with it. It got a little too risky and probably ended up killing myself when another, 5 or 6 Spirit Hearts would have actually saved me, and I would have gotten them by way of Guppy's paw. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the run. If you did, as always, leave a like and let me know that your support is there. And of course, leave a comment, let me know what you liked or did not like about the video, civilly if possible. Subscribe if you want to see more Daily Isaac, and as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll see you next time.